welcome to my channel. My name is Princess, and if you're thinking why she's in the same outfit and the same setup as her introduction, it's because I filmed this straight after that. Because like I said in my intro, if you've watched it, I'm a procrastinator, and as a procrastinator I just won't do things, so I need to just get on and do with it, get on and go with it, you know. And so this is my first proper video in a very long time since coming back to my channel, and this video is all about some tips for beginners in acting. And I hope you all find this useful, and let me know what you think. Right, first things first, tip number one. I'm going to try and keep it as simple as I can. Tip number one is acting classes. Acting classes, acting classes, acting classes. For a beginner, if you've never studied before, I would 100% say get yourself into some acting classes. Now, I'm based in London, so you know, a lot of the things I may say might only really apply to actors who are in London or near the London area, but I still think it can relate to anyone within the UK or across the world, wherever. If you find where your nearest town is, your nearest main city, and have a look at some of the acting classes that they've got there, have a good little Google research, you know, see some of the reviews and choose one, okay? Because it is essential, it really is. And even for those who are professional, it's a great way for you to do acting classes every now and then, just to kind of brush up on your craft. I mean, I still do acting classes today. I'm actually in the process of trying to go back to do some acting classes, because you can never stop learning. They are great for you to, you know, get some techniques down your belt, learn how to have authentic emotions, not just crying like a mess, but actually making the audience feel that those emotions are real, because they should be real. And learning lines, you'll learn about things about screen acting as well, improvisation, the lot. It's amazing. A few acting classes I know of in London are City Academy. Now they do a few weeks classes, like they go on for a few weeks, and I think they're actually quite a decent price. And they do classes for beginners, they do classes in improvisation, in screen acting, and you can just choose whatever you want to go to. Kingdom Drama School, I actually went to that many years ago, and I absolutely enjoyed it. That's another great good acting school. Also we've got Identity, which we know, which if you don't know, Identity is actually an amazing drama school, a part-time short course like drama school, where a lot of actors who are big in the industry now started off. So it's a great place to begin as well. And now a lot of these classes, even though they can be costly, you can find ones which may offer an installment plan, or probably will offer a pay-as-you-go. For example, like a GoHub workshop. That's another great. I've been to GoHub classes and they were so much fun. And it's a nice way to you to, you know, meet other actors and have a community of people who are all striving for the same thing. They do classes where you pay as you go, so you pay for the class that you're going to, so you don't feel like you have this massive commitment that you can't stick to. But yes, I would 100% say rule number one in your beginning journey of being an actor: do some classes. Tip number two, headshots. Headshots, right. I cannot stress just how important a good headshot actually is. Trust and believe that. Now, if you don't know what a headshot is, where are you? Where have you been living? Under a rock? A headshot is a picture. Simply a lovely picture, which is just probably up to like where your shoulders end, just here, to the top of your head. And that is your shot that you will send out to agents, to casting directors, and to any auditions that you want to go for to see what you look like. Now the picture has to look like you. I've seen people's headshots before and it does not look like them at all, and then when they turn up to an audition, the casting director's like, who is that? You're not who you look like in a picture. I've actually had awful headshots done in the past where I looked so light, I did not look like me. I didn't look like me. I think people must have thought, oh, this girl's a mixed race girl, and I've turned up. I'm like, no, I'm black. I'm fully black, you know. So it's always good to, you know, make sure you get a photographer who takes good photos. And speaking of a photographer, you don't want a photographer who is just your friend who just has like an okay camera or just has a phone and takes a picture of you in front of a blank wall. No. go to a professional who actually does pictures for actors. Not a photographer who does family portraits, who does school albums, or who does those makeover shoots. No, okay? You want a photographer who does actors' headshots, because they'll know what they're doing. In these headshots, you'll probably choose a few of them depending on the package that your photographer gives you. Let's say, for example, you can choose five of them which are going to be airbrushed and to perfection, okay? So they'll take hundreds of photos, and out of those hundreds, you'll choose 5 which you want them to edit for you, airbrush or whatever, and just look, you know, look good. So in your photo, you will want to bring, well, in your photo session even, you would like to bring a series of different tops, okay? And different tops to give you different character, depending on your casting type. Now, you can look like someone who would look like they would have a corporate job, like as a lawyer. If you've got that look, bring a suit, bring a shirt to make you look like I'm a lawyer. Simple. But if you know, even though you have this corporate look, you also can look like, you can look quite young. You could look like, you know, just the beginning of your 20s, maybe 19, 20 years old. You can look young, fresh and hip and trendy. Oh, those are such terrible words, but whatever. Then you might want to come in with a nice like tee that brings out, like, make this a really lovely color on your skin, I would say, or like a denim jacket, just to give a fresh and youthful look. And if you look like you could be a mother, this might sound really crazy, but sometimes when you change your top or you even change your hairstyle, it does make you look like you could be a parent, or you could be a social worker, you could be someone's father, you could be that. I hope you get the gist of what I'm saying here. So bring loads of different tops to give you different casting types, and if you can, change your hair slightly. Like in my headshots, which I'm sure I've put in here somewhere, if I haven't, I'll pop it in now. I've done some with my natural hair, I've done some with a wig, I've done some with my hair wrapped up, because I know with my hair, whenever I change it, I look different. I can look like I could play. When I have my natural hair, I might be able to look a bit more quirky, but at the same time, having my natural hair might make me look a bit older or make me look younger. Maybe the head wrap will give me a different completely look as well. So it's always good to have that in your bag. You know, if you're a woman, do loads of different hairstyles. Even if you're male and you've got loads of lovely hair, fix your, you know, you could change it and make a different look, do it. You know, that time you have with your photographer is your time to really go through what kind of looks that you want to go for, what you want to go for, and what you think you should be casted for, okay? And I hope that's clear. Tip number 3, a show reel. Just like a headshot, they are extremely important. Now, your headshot and your show reel are both things that you are going to use when you apply for acting work or you're applying to get an agent, okay? You will need both of these things. A show reel is a collection of footage of you performing, basically. Pretty simple. It's not long, it shouldn't be, I can't remember how long they should be. I would say no longer than 5 minutes, probably even 5 minutes might be pushing it. It's got to be nice and short and sweet and just show little clips of your best performances, right? So it can take forever to create a show reel, because you want to do some work, you know, you have to actually get an acting job that is like a short film or a student film or whatever, and get the footage and then get it edited. That is really long to wait around. There are loads of companies out there actually who offer show reel services and will give you a script. Some of them might write a script for you and film a scene for you, and it will look like it's actually it's from a TV series or it's from a film. Really, really good. It's great. I mean, if they don't write it, you can find someone who can write something, or you can do a piece that you know of, like from a play or from a show. You can do that as well. I'm actually in the process of creating a new show reel because my old one is very old and I need a new refresh. Now, show reels are expensive. Can I just say, one of the things I despise about being an actor is that we are always so broke. Yeah. You might be surprised that we're not living a glamorous life, but when you're beginning, It costs a lot to be an actor. You have to invest because it is your business. You got to invest a lot of your money into it. Headshots cost a lot, and so does a show reel as well, but it's worth it and you need them. So if you want to put money aside and save, they are great things for you to be saving towards. Get yourself that show reel, get yourself that headshot, and make sure both of them are shot professionally. Okay? That's tip number 3. Tip number 4. So, you've done your classes, you've done your headshots, and you got yourself a show reel. Where do you go from now? You get yourself on the casting website. A casting website, they are brilliant. Now, they are a place for you to find those auditions and to get some work coming in. When you're a beginner, there'll be loads of work on there which are free. You know, it can be a bit annoying, but when you start off, most of your work is going to be done for free because you just want to create a little CV. You want to, or bank up credits is what they call it. And credits is just like all the acting jobs that you've done. And even if it's free, that is still credit, okay? So, it's a great place for you to begin. Like I said, you might start off doing work which is free, especially with short films, because sometimes they don't really have a budget and they might just pay for your expenses like food and travel if you're lucky, and you can just get some footage and get some work in and get used to actually working professionally. And as time goes by, you will start to realise, actually, I can actually start applying for work which is paid for. On these casting sites, so like I said, they'll have free jobs, but they also will show jobs which are paid. And like I mentioned earlier, I'm only really referring to the UK at the moment, but I know some of these casting websites are also international as well. But I'm sure most countries will all have their own different types of casting websites. So over here in the UK, you'll have Star Now. That is what I began with, actually. I don't know how amazing they are now, but when I was younger and I began, it was a great way for me just to get my foot in the door and start doing some jobs here and there. Like, I think all the work I got on Star Now was free. I don't actually use it anymore, but I might still have a profile floating on there because I don't remember deleting it, but I don't actually use it. But it was a great way for me to start, so I can't really say anything bad about that because it was a good way for me to get experience and get some sort of exposure. There's also the Mandy Network, which used to be called Casting Call Pro. I still use the Mandy Network, so you can find lots of paid work on there, lots of free work on there, and yeah, again, it's a good place for you to get some auditions in and to apply for stuff. On these websites, you create your profile, and it'll be like with your headshots, you'll put your show reel on there, and you'll put a bio, so a bit about yourself and if you studied or anything like that, and then you'll, you know, say what colour eyes you have, how tall you are, what's your playing age range, and all that kind of stuff will all be on there. Another casting website is Spotlight, and I cannot stress how important Spotlight is. As a beginner, honestly, I'm going to be 100% honest with you, you're going to feel like it's useless, right? Because I felt like that. Because when you're a beginner and you start to apply for work, you see auditions you can go for on Spotlight, you never really get a response, honestly. I don't really know anyone who's applied for an audition on Spotlight and got a response. If you've got a response back from the casting director or the production company, then good for you, that is amazing, because I have never, right? But Spotlight is good because it acts as almost like a CV, because on there you'll have your headshot, you'll have all your details on there, like your contact details, your height, like I said again, your height, where you're from, your ethnicity, your colour of your eyes, your hair length, all your credits, all the experience you've had, your show reel, any kind of footage that you've had will all be on there. So it almost acts like an online CV. And you will need a Spotlight when you want to go for an agent, because agents will want you to have a Spotlight website, because that is where agencies will apply for their work, because Spotlight has all the big jobs, which is probably why if you're beginning and you get a Spotlight, you don't get a response, because mainly it's agencies who are submitting their actors for work, and they will get a response from the casting director. So if you are trying to get an agent, you need a Spotlight, because that is what they're going to use to help you get some auditions. So get a Spotlight, it's important. It costs, but it's a monthly fee which you can pay. every month. So is the Mandy Network, and a lot of these casting sites you can give a free profile, but a free profile will probably mean you only applying for free. You can only apply for free work. But if you pay for it like monthly or whatever, then you can apply for the work which is paid for. I mean, if you're starting off, you might want to just do a few free jobs here and there, and then if you do want to actually commit to paying a monthly subscription fee, then you could just test it out for like, I don't know, like a few months and see how you go, and see if that casting website is for you. Now, casting sites aren't the only place for you to find auditions. You can also do this through Actors UK, which is a Facebook group. And there's loads of places actually on social media where you can find auditions. But that's for another video I'll do another time. But yeah, and that concludes my tips for the beginner's journey into becoming an actor. I hope you enjoyed this video. Try to keep it short and sweet with only a few tips. At some point I would like to do a video probably going a bit further, do like a deeper dive and elaborating on those tips and have more things to add on top of that, but I'll do that at another stage. I just wanted to keep it short and sweet for our first video. Let me know though if you do want more tips, so just, you know, right underneath, give me a little comment saying so, and I will work on doing that. And you know, this was actually fun. I'm glad I did it. I'm really glad I did it. And I really, really hope you all enjoyed it. So yes, please like, subscribe, share, let all your people know who you know wants to be an actor, let them know, and just support, and that would be great. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.